My best friend's dad and partner had 2 Balkan Underdogs, and then a couple of their friends had Balkan Underdogs as well, and they were lovely dogs. So they appreciated being in a home and being rescued. So yeah, that's why I thought about it at the time. I had at the time 2 cats, and I felt I had the space, time and love for a rescue dog. That's why I thought about adopting a rescue from them. So the first challenge was that I knew Kiko was a bit of a runner, and he still is to this day, but we have, I guess he's trained us in that way, so we're very careful when we open the door, we're very careful when we're out. He's on a slip lead at all times, and we have a secure garden now, so that's quite good for him. Other challenges, like I heard other dogs sometimes don't like new strangers and can be a bit uncomfortable at first, but Kiko, I think we had quite an easy ride with Kiko. He loves everybody, and he's quite a relaxed, placid dog, so I think we got lucky in that sense. Yeah. I hadn't had my home check yet, but they said there was a dog coming into Glasgow, into the West End, into foster. So we went to visit him, and I think another couple of people went to visit him as well. But yeah, I guess he chose us out of those other people. And when we went to the foster home, it was a veterinary nurse with his foster mum, and she told us a little bit about him, his likes and dislikes. Like, he doesn't seem to eat that much food, and still to this day he's a dog that I have to convince to have his dinner, which I've never met before. So I have to take him off the sofa, like, Kiko, here's your dinner. She was lovely, she gave us a lot of advice, and I think it was about 2 weeks later, we got a call for someone to come visit the flat, and then that got all signed off, and then I think we got Kiko about a week or 2 later, so it was quite quick after expecting it would be about a 6-month wait for the dog to come into the country. So the home check, yes, I was quite nervous because I'd never had a dog before, so my mum has a dog, so I had an idea how to set up my house for a dog, I guess, but I was still quite nervous about someone coming in and checking and asking questions and if my house would be okay. And they were a wee bit worried about my house was on a kind of busy corner at the time, but I did have a big back garden. So once Kiko actually arrived, I ended up putting up a pet gate before the front door just to make sure that he didn't get out. So I guess the home check helps in that way. It identifies things that you might need to improve on before the dog comes. So Kiko has been with us for about 5 years now, I think. 6? Oh God, it's 6 now. Time flies. And then when I first inquired, I think he was about 4 years old. And we were told that he was abandoned on a bus at about 6 months old, and someone felt sorry for him and handed him into a shelter, so he was quite lucky in that way. And then I think he was in the shelter for about 3 or 4 years, and looking at his passport, it looked like he was signed to travel the year before, but it just didn't quite happen for him, so he would have been about 4 or 5ish, I think, when he arrived. So after having Kiko for so long now, I've found Balkan Underdogs to be really helpful straight from the beginning, especially with questions. At first they had a few kind of ropey moments with my cats when they were both setting boundaries, and they were there to answer questions about that and give advice. And then after you adopt your dog, you're put into the adopted Facebook group, which is really handy for asking questions and getting advice. and I find that a really nice community, UK-wide, and there's a community in Glasgow as well. And I find, come on Kiko, it's a really relatively well-run charity that a lot of people put a lot of effort into, and I've recommended it to, I think 3 or 4 friends now have, 1 or 2 Balkan Underdogs, and I think I've changed a lot of people's perceptions of foreign rescue as well, because some people think, oh, you might get a dangerous dog, or you might get a dog that's got a disease or things like that, but they're not, they're just really lovely dogs. Yeah, so yeah, I would recommend it.
If you like this video today, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so that we can generate ad revenue to raise vital funds for the Balkan Underdogs. Thank you. Right to be right, goes on and on and on, yeah.
Please don't forget to subscribe.